And a good Friday afternoon to you. This is Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights Consulting, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Well, we know what that is. That's Florence right here. This is Helene. That's Helene, and this must be another system that's out there. And this is the leftovers of Isaac, which still could develop into something in the southern Caribbean basin, and maybe something that might move back in our neck of the woods. This is also another tropical cyclone, or basically a depression that's now moved ashore. There's a lot to talk about. Category 1, Florence, Hurricane Florence, more than likely will become a tropical storm, but it's going to hold out. A lot of it's hanging over the Gulf Stream waters off the coast of the Carolinas here. The track is going to be something like this. In fact, let's punch that in for right now. You can see the westward track into the Smoky Mountains, eastern parts of Tennessee, eastern Kentucky. Not so much West Virginia, but a lot of rainfall there, parts of Ohio. Makes a slow right turn through parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and eventually in our neck of the woods here. This will be a depression, and this is forecast about 108 hours, so this is a long ways down the road. I wouldn't use these as guidance per se. Instead, we'll use the European model, which is a little bit more accurate and a little bit more of an inside track further to the south. And it looks like we'll get some heavy rain probably along about Tuesday. That's going to be our only real weather hazard day. And really, it's not much of a weather hazard. It looks like we could see maybe up to 2.5 inches near the Massachusetts border. More across southern parts of New England, lesser amounts further into central and northern Vermont. There's where Florence is located right now. This is Cape Fear, the Cape Fear River, Wilmington about here. So far, it's just crossed in the vicinity of Wilmington. They had a gust to 106 miles an hour. Second highest gust ever recorded at Wilmington Airport, 105 miles per hour earlier on this morning. And this is going to be taking a track, of course, into South Carolina and eventually out like this. So first things first, we're going to look at the GFS ensemble, and this is the rest of today, and then we're talking the next few days. This is approximately Tuesday, late Monday night, Tuesday, and you can see this is the main shot here of what will be some moderate, potentially some heavier rains across the far southern parts of Vermont. If the track shifts to the north, it'll be more all of Vermont. Weather Prediction Center has a little bit more of a GFS ensemble approach to it. Again, the European's a little bit further to the south, and I'm going with the European. But you can see these are about 2-inch amounts, and locally up to 3 inches across the southern greens is what the Weather Prediction Center is thinking for a total of 7 days QPF. Again, this is all going to be one shot, so we're talking basically late Monday night into the day on Tuesday, through about Tuesday evening, and then this exits out. So this is about 2 o'clock. That's 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to run this HRRR experimental model here. Give you a little bit of bearing. And you can see it's not a huge storm in itself, but it's unloading tremendous amounts of precipitation, greater than 24 inches over a wide area. And most of this is going to be across this particular area here. So what does that mean for us? Well, this is the European model 6-hourly panels here, and you can see its track. We're sitting high and dry, of course, underneath a beautiful area of higher pressure through the entire weekend. Now this is Monday night, that's 0Z, and you can see maybe some cloudiness or associated very light, scanty precip, as we're talking barely a couple hundredths of an inch. And that's about 108 hours out. This is valid again about Tuesday morning. You can see some pretty heavy rain, but it's moving quick. It's kind of a wet nor'easter with the actual main low to the south, and most of the heavier precipitations north of its center. As it moves on by, it exits pretty quickly, and we get into nicer weather. And just to carry this through for 7 days, that's our next frontal system. It looks like a warm front kind of sweeps through, and we get in a little bit more into the warm sector. And then beyond that, there's something associated with a cold front over next weekend. This would be Friday night, Saturday. Okay, GFS ensemble centered on Montpelier, Vermont. You can see the warmest days are coming up basically tomorrow. This is tonight's low. Big diurnal range in temperature, relatively comfortable nights. Not too bad in terms of 55 to 60 and so forth. But temperatures make it well above the 80-degree mark according to the GFS ensemble. European model has that temperature down just about 80 or so. And we have 3 days of fairly nice weather. Then a little bit of a cool down. And you can see accordingly. And a pretty good cold front. And just for kicks, we're looking at the dew point temperatures here. And so this is 60, 65, and you can see 65 and almost 70. Occasionally at times with the most humid conditions coming up, it looks like on the somewhere around the 18th. And that 18th, of course, is on Tuesday. Then we have a sharp cold front. We dry out, much lower humidities, and dew point temperatures that get basically in the upper 30s. How you like that? Okay, temperature, weighted temperature anomalies. This is for the next 5 days of high temperatures only. So we're talking 9 to 12 degrees above normal. What about 3 days later? About 3 degrees to 6 degrees above normal. Okay, latest information on Hurricane Florence. This is 11 a.m. on Friday. We had a Category 1. It looks like max sustained winds have been up to 80 miles per hour. That actually went up just a little bit. We also have this tropical depression, which is going to head inland into either northeastern Mexico or southern Texas. It looks like that's not going to probably make it. We have Isaac, which was a Category 1 and is now just a tropical depression. Again, it could spin up and do something in the western Caribbean basin. We have Joyce. And Joyce is going to go out to sea. Helene's going to go out to sea. So right now we don't have anything upstream for us. The only thing we'll probably need to watch is Isaac, and that's going to be later on after this weekend. Perhaps, let's say it spun up, turned a little bit more northwesterly. We might see some of its residual moisture. Unless it were to cut up and move up the coast, doesn't look like it's going to do that. Once again, we're looking at Hurricane Florence, 80 mile per hour sustained, Category 1 storm. Looks like they're doing another recon mission over the Gulf Stream waters only. It's southern half. And it's forecast to make that kind of track. We all seen that. You can see that it's spinning up some mesoscale vortices, supercell thunderstorms. And you have that on top of flooding, on top of storm surge, on top of high winds. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.